everybody, and welcome back to another Kraken Packs video. I am your host, MrBevers. That's right, we're back again with box number 4. Box number 4 of Throne of Eldraine. So let's get right into it. See if we can't, we opened up that case for my LGS Untouchables. And if you watched that video, we opened a whole case in a one sped up, really long video. And we hit 2 foil borderless Garrix out of their case. And we haven't hit a single borderless card out of our case yet at all, let alone it be foil. So let's see if we can't remedy that problem. We also haven't opened any copies of Oko yet, so we're in need of those as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to set aside the alternate arts and the foils and all that stuff. But other than that, we're just going to blow through to the rares here. So we got Ayara, first of Loctwain, seeing a lot of play in mono black right now, which is nice. Get that off to the side, put that die there. There we go. Perfect. Another thing to note, I did go through, I sorted a bunch of my collection of this set over the last week, and I did notice that it seems like the cards that came out of the bundles for these sets, and maybe this is just the initial bundle runs, but the card quality is different. The ink is darker, and the packs are different. Like, the plastic is different. So it's obviously been produced at a different, studio or company to make the cards and put the product together. So that's kind of interesting. Sorceress's Spyglass as our rare, and a foil Witching Well. Neat. It's a nice foil for sure. We'll take it. Junk and an island. I promise I will try to ramble less this video. And by that I mean I'll continue to ramble, but at least I'll continue to open the packs. That's the plan. Vantress Gargoyle and a foil Thunderous Snapper. Food token in a mountain. I'm working on trying to make my videos a little bit faster than they normally are. I'm not going to try to go super hyper speed. A Drown in the Loch is actually an uncommon worth some money, isn't it? I think it is. Lunch and Future, Frogify, and Worthy Knight. With a Bayer token and a Forest. I went out and hit up a bunch of shops this past weekend for my One of Everything series, so get prepared for those. We got some new stuff happening since Moe's is ending. Once Upon a Time, that's the highest hitting rare from the format right now, and a foil True Love's Kiss. All right, we'll take it. So that's 3 foils, no mythics, no alternate arts, no storyboarder arts. I don't know, is that what you call it? I don't know. Like, I don't, what is the actual term that they're using these days for those alternate arts? Magic Mirror. There you go. First mythic of the box. And a foil Heraldric Banner. Alright. I don't know how I feel about Heraldric Banner. It seems interesting, but it also seems like it's much more suited to monocolor decks than it is to anything else. But I'm not sure if that makes it good enough. Hey! There you go. There's that Oko that we need. That's sitting at like, what, $40 right now or some nonsense? It's pretty ridiculous. It's in, we're gonna see it get the banhammer, probably, before too long, would be my guess. Especially if it's in, like, a large amount. You know what? I haven't played enough Standard to know whether it should get banned. But I'm seeing a lot of people complaining about it because it coming out with essentially Goose, right? The Goose being a 1-drop and then being able to play Oko turn 2 is pretty broken, right? Iron Crag Pyromancer. And people are just saying that he's just super oppressive because he comes in with 4 loyalty for 3 mana and then has a +2 ability. Which then means you can ultimate him the following turn and keep him around. Which is pretty awkward. Castle Garenbrig. And a foil Run Away Together. Run away together. Run, 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 run away. Hey, our first storyboarder art, the Flaxen Intruder. Claim the Firstborn, Seer Eleanor, and Charming Prince. And a foil, Foulmire Knight. Would be nice if it had been the storyboarder art, Foulmire Knight in foil. I would have taken that for sure. I mean, I'm not gonna shake my. I'm not gonna be upset about a Foulmire Knight foil anyway. But I mean, speaking of storyboarder art for Foulmire Knight, there it is, or Foulmire. Deathless Knight, Redcap Melee, and Happily Ever After. I won a game in the early access event with this card because my my Twitch community was like, hey, build a ridiculous deck around some weird card that you wouldn't normally play with. And I was like, okay, here, Happily Ever After. This is a card that I wouldn't normally play with because it's an alternate win con. And it's not something that I would really be interested in. It was fun. I had a lot of fun playing with it. Opportunistic Dragon as our rare there. I played it with Planewide Celebration, because Planewide Celebration gains you the life you need to meet the criteria, and then also gives you tokens that are every color, so that meets another criteria. So it's pretty nice in that aspect. Hey, double Planeswalker box, Garruk, along with Oko. I really like this Garruk. I don't know where is this Garruk falling. He's under $10. I honestly think he's better than that. People think like, oh, you know, he's a 6-mana Planeswalker. He only comes in with 5 loyalty. Yeah, he's expensive, but he makes 2/2/2 wolves, and when the wolves die, he gets loyalty. And his -3 ability is destroy a creature, draw a card. So not only is it a removal, but it's a removal with a draw mechanic. Gadwick the Wizened. He might be too slow for the current meta, right? Like, I mean, Garruk on turn, you know, let's say turn 4 or turn 5, provided you have Goose Ramp or whatever, is definitely slower than Oko on turn 3, right? And Oko can just take Garruk. So, I mean, there is that. Bonecrusher Giant, which is seeing play in the Mono Red and Mardu decks, which is a pretty nice little card. I mean, who doesn't like being able to basically, like, instant speed stomp something for 2 damage, and then the following turn have a 4/3 for 3 mana. A 4/3 for 3 mana is pretty good value. Flaxen Intruder alt art. There we go. All the glitters, Bellow the Brawl, and Wildborn Preserver. Hey, there's that food token that just won the Throne of Eldraine Bake-Off, or whatever, the Great Throne of Eldraine Bake-Off, whatever, the thing that Wizards won. Or Wizards ran, I should say. Okay, so there we go. We got Storyboarder Art Giant Killer as our rare, so that's not too shabby. Garbage and an island. So all of our boxes have had at least 2 foil rares in them, and this time we don't have any yet. So that's kind of interesting. It'd be interesting to see. Huh. Back-to-back giant killers. All right, well, see, all I have to do is talk about not getting the thing that I'm looking for, or I start complaining about the thing that we haven't found yet, or whatever, and it's like here, and I'm like, oh yeah, right, there it is. Right there it is. Acclaimed Contender foil. Our first foil rare. I'm going to put it with the Mythics. I like to put the foil rares with the Mythics just because they tend to be, like, they're essentially like, a foil rare is, in my opinion, as rare as a Mythic. That's basically what it comes down to. That is the reasoning behind me putting it in that column. Castle Locthwain as our rare there, with another junk card. And a Swamp. Swimpity Swamper. Alright, what do we got here? No alt arts. But we got another Wishclaw Talisman. Finally, my second copy of non-foil Wishclaw Talisman. That's right, I have a foil playset of Wishclaw Talisman that I have opened. I have opened all of them, from pre-release kits and booster boxes and what have you. Stormfist Crusader. This card I've been seeing crop up in the Mardu decks. Not necessarily like the Mardu Knights deck, but like the Mardu like aggro decks. And I gotta be honest, I just don't see it doing enough work. Yeah, it's a 2/2 menace for 2 mana, which is very good in that type of deck. But the fact that it lets your opponent draw a card is a pretty big setback. Even though they lose a life, which is Vengeance. I mean, like, I'm sure that there are people out there that are using it and using it correctly, but everybody I've played against that's running it ends up just, like, dying to it themselves. It either pings them themselves to death, or it draws me into a win condition, right? Like, something along those lines. Robber of the Rich. There's another Mythic. I believe that's our 4th copy of Robber of the Rich, so now we have a playset of Robber of the Rich. Also seeing play in the mono red aggro decks, because, I mean, it is a 2/2 with haste for 2 mana, which is pretty good. Righteousness and Fervent Champion. Fervent Champion. I think the most fun I've seen so far out of the decks I've been seeing poking up around in Standard is probably the one that's running the enchantment that makes these tokens. I think the enchantment that makes these tokens is actually quite a bit of fun. I quite enjoy it anyway. Doom Foretold! This card seems mediocre at best. Foil Weaselback Redcap. I haven't seen anything super exciting done with Doom Foretold. Yes, I know there are some things that you can do with it. And like, you know, it can definitely get you there. Like, it can definitely work out. But it just doesn't seem amazing. Right? See, at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a non-land permanent. A non-land, non-token permanent. If that player can't, they discard a card, they lose 2 life. I guess it... No, because it doesn't work... Yeah, so it doesn't work if you're the person having to sack, right? Because at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a non-land permanent. Non-land, non-token permanent. So, if it gets to you and you have nothing but this enchantment in play, you have to sack this enchantment and therefore don't get the triggers of all the things on it. So if your opponent can keep up with having to sack a thing every turn, and you run out of cards before they do, it just doesn't work out. Escape to the Wilds. This card's interesting. Ooh, we got a foil Lockmare Serpent, though. So there's our 2nd foil rare from the box. That's pretty nice. Lockmare Serpent is a bomb in Limited. Absolute bomb in Limited. And I will definitely be looking to add it to a Dimir Mill deck that I'm looking to build, just for funsies. Lucky Clover. Venerable Knight. Actually, would it fit? It would fit pretty good into a commander deck, too, probably. And we got an Oathsworn Knight. Yeah, I could see it fitting into a nice blue-black, like, mill deck. Like, this would fit in... Lockmare Serpent would fit in great with, the god. Phoenix, or whatever. The blue-black god that mills. Because it's got 7 toughness, right? Not bad. Fabled Passage. There you go. That's a nice, nice rare. Ooh, there's our Garrick token. I don't know where Fabled Passage is. Oh, Fabled Passage is over $10. There you go. So we've hit the top 2 rares from the set. We've hit Once Upon a Time and Fabled Passage. We'll take it. We'll take it. I'm pretty sure the only uncommon over $1 is Drown in the Loch, right? Yeah. That is correct. Hey, Murderous Rider. Come at me, Murderous Rider. Where are you? $8? Alright, you can go in the good pile. You can go in the good pile then, I guess. So we've hit the top 3 rares. Yeah, because the next rare is Emery. And then the rare after that is the Goose. Hypnotic Sprite, storyboarder art, so it's 4. Trail of Crumbs, Righteousness, and Clackbridge Troll. What a bomb. Clackbridge Troll is such a bomb in Limited. It just wrecks people's days. I've seen people trying to play it in Standard. I don't think it works well in Standard, personally. But I mean, like, hey, it's still an 8/8 trample with haste. There's our Lockmere Serpent. Ooh, and a foil Wicked Guardian. Wicked Guardian. Covetous Urge, Sir Conrad, Slaying Fire, and Linden, the Steadfast Queen. I don't know where she's falling in the list of things, but it's got to be, like, close to $1. Maybe it's quite a bit under $1. I don't know, but it's definitely not. It's not over $1 by any means. Revenge of Ravens. I remember when everyone kept telling me that was a bad card, and I was like, you guys are wrong. Happened at the pre-release. Some dude was building a pool, and I was like, that card's absolutely bonkers, and it should be in your deck if you're playing green-black. And he was like, it's not that good, it's garbage. And I was like, card's really good. Card is really good. Piper of the Swarm. Ooh, look at that. There you go. Foil Merchant of the Veil. So interesting here. This is what we're talking about with the collector's packs and all that nonsense. This is a foil common storyboarder art, which you can get in these packs. You cannot get the non-foil common storyboarder arts. So that's pretty sweet. I'll take it. I don't know what the rarity of the foil storyboarder arts is in a box or a booster pack. I'm sure someone out there has opened enough packs to know. We got a folio of fancies with another foil. The foil Signpost Scarecrow. Only one Drown in the Lock out of this whole box. Last pack. Open. Open Sesame. What do we got? Alright. Giant Opportunity. Edgewall Innkeeper. Improbable Alliance. And Dance of the Manse. There it is. Dance of the Manse. Well, there you go, everybody. I mean, we hit the top mythic. We hit the top 3 rares. Murderous Rider, Fabled Passage, Once Upon a Time. We hit a bunch of other decent rares as well. We hit 4 storyboarder cards, 5 storyboarder cards, plus 1 foil storyboarder card, so 6 in total. That's pretty good. We hit 2 foil rares, which is about right, and we hit 4 mythics. With 4 mythics is about average for a box, in my opinion. The last couple boxes we've opened, I think we hit 5, but 4 seems about right to me. So anyway, there you go. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I've been your host, MrBevers. Don't forget, if you want to help support the channel, you can totally do so over on my Patreon, patreon.com. And don't think you'll be walking away empty-handed. Anything helps, so if you can only give $1, I would greatly appreciate it. If you can give more than $1, then maybe you'll get some cards in return. All of my Magic tier subs on Patreon basically get something back for the money they give in. If you're at the $5 tier, you'll basically just get a thank you note from me with a foil land the first time you sign up, and then everyone at the $8 grab bag tier or higher that gets a grab bag will get a grab bag, or you could get a booster box or a bundle or whatever you have, and I'll open it on the channel and I'll ship you the cards out of it that you want. So there it is. And if you can't support with a monetary value, don't forget you can like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family about the channel. The more subscribers, the more views we get, the more content I'll be able to keep putting out. So I would greatly appreciate it. And if you can't do that, thanks for just watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day. And as always, may your pulls ever be better.